gathering like 30 minutes late, right? So, running a publicly limited company like Master always reminds me of starting anything on time. I'm not actually complaining, okay, because I have set this afternoon and the entire morning session for you guys. So, and hence, I do not have any complaint. Yeah, Professor Ramakrishna Garu, Dr. R. Srinivasa, and the rest of the teachers and students, a very, very warm welcome to Aakruthi. Aakruthi is a Sanskrit word, right? What does it actually mean? Yeah, I think shaping up, right? So I think Dr. R. Srinivasa Garu talked about Aakruthi and the importance of innovation and the technology. He talked about NRSA and some inspiring technology details he has actually given you. But what I would actually like to do is, let me talk a little bit about my journey so that you can actually believe. You can also become and then probably lead or lead a company or start a company on your own, right? So I was born in Chirala, Prakasam district. I don't know how many of you know this town, and I was raised in Krishna district. I did my schooling and intermediate in Krishna, and for me the natural choice was to go to Andhra University. I gave MSET in 1991. This was a long time ago. I think most of you did probably arrive into this wonderful world right? 1991. But Osmania University ECE used to be one of the most preferred branches out of all the branches and all the colleges, not only across combined AP, but it is across India. That is why even though it was far away from my place. We used to live in Machilipatnam those days, and it was far away. But even though my mother was not actually willing to let me go to Osmania University, but I insisted and joined here. And this branch used to actually get filled very, very fast those days. After computer science REC Warangal, now it is called MIT Warangal, this used to be the branch that used to actually get filled. And I was fortunate enough to get a seat in ECE here, and it gave me an opportunity to meet with wonderful minds. A lot of students, we were about 59 students in that class, and 50 plus 9. That's how it actually became 59. And there used to be some wonderful minds. And people came from different parts of the combined state, from different cultures and so on and so forth. That was the first time that I actually got exposed to diversity, right? People, many of us were, probably had the privilege of going to good schools, maybe I belong to a middle class family, but there were a lot of students, in my class, they were from lower middle class or even poor background, but they still actually made it to this college. That really used to inspire me quite a bit. I'm sure some of you here would have actually had that kind of a background. But the beauty of this college is it treated everyone equally well, and it gave an equal opportunity to every one of us, right? In fact, maybe your fees would have actually gone up now. We paid less than 4,000 rupees for 4 years. Can you imagine? Less than 4,000 rupees. And that used to be the contribution that the university or the governments used to actually impart to students. If the fees was around 10,000 rupees a year, I don't think I would have actually chosen engineering, because we couldn't have actually paid. And that is why I have so much gratitude. I think one of the things that I want you guys to learn in life is what you call gratitude. Be grateful to what you call people who actually made a difference. And the university that who is actually shaping you up. In a lot of countries, right, especially the advanced countries, the education is extremely expensive. And it is not easy to get into engineering or medical kind of courses, right? So that is why I have so much respect and gratitude for this university and college. And whenever Ramakrishna Garu actually asked me to do something, if it is in my hands, I'm always ready to do it. And last year I actually came here to deliver a lecture on I think chip design. I don't want to actually bore you guys. Some of you would have attended what do you call that session. Chip design is a career that you can after all choose, right? And good. So after passing out in 1995, of course I joined HAL and several other companies. And I also worked in the US, came back. But one of the things that I would actually like to share with you is, maybe you can also get inspired, during my engineering, the importance of having good friends, importance of having friends that can actually give you unfiltered feedback is what I'm going to talk about. One of my close friends used to actually tell me, there are so many good things, but one of the things that he used to tell me was, "Arey Srinivas, you are not ambitious enough. Somehow, I feel you could actually achieve more, but you always put your bar a little lower than where it should actually be. You are less ambitious." And my friend name, I would like to actually take his name also, is Murthy. He is in the US now. And he used to always tell me, and I used to question myself. Am I less ambitious? Am I actually setting bar too low? So that actually stuck in my mind, and I used to keep wondering about it. So in fact, his conversations with me actually played a very important role for me to start a company in 2010. I started my own design services company called First Pass Semiconductors Private Limited, which I ran it for about 7.5 years. And again, when you actually have your own company, you would be able to, I talked about less privileged people, right? If you are running your own company, you will be able to actually provide an opportunity to some of those people, some brilliant minds, but they are from rural backgrounds and so on and so forth. So when I was running First Pass, I used to actually go to Gudlavaleru. There is a village close to Gudivada, and I used to hire some brilliant Polytechnic college students from Gudlavaleru Polytechnic College. And we hired about 50 students. Some of those, students' parents are daily wage laborers also, right? But an opportunity that was actually given to them changed their lives forever. So, whether I would have been able to do this if I was actually a part of another company, I really don't know. But when I was running my own company, I was able to actually make those kind of decisions. And we gave an opportunity for 50 students over 7 years or so. Some of those students are now in the US working for NVIDIAs and Samsungs. Can you imagine? Can you imagine someone having only two pairs of dresses and with Hawaii chappals, joining us and being part of NVIDIAs and Samsungs and Apples of the world today? In about 10-11 years, their life has actually transformed. That is the beauty of actually learning. If you are actually good at studies, learning. I'm not even saying studies. Learning is something that you should never stop. In fact, I was speaking to Dr. Srinivasa Garu, and I was pretty amazed. He did diploma, he did engineering, he did ME, then he did MBA, he also did PhD. He is a living example of lifelong learning. Right? there are a lot of people, I mean, that we can actually get inspired from, right? So learning is something that we should never stop. See, there is something that, I mean, in fact, I actually said it at the graduation ceremony last year, the importance of incremental learning. You are all math students and hence you can understand this math. If you are good at something, try to actually become 1% better in that every day. 1% better. Just 1%. Can you actually become 1% better? Every day? You can, right? In about 365 days, you would actually become 1.01 to the power 365 times better. Do you agree? Is that math right? 1.01 to the 1 power 365 is only 1. But 1.01 to the power 365, you can check, is about 37. You would become 37 times better than what you are today in about 365 days from today. I mean, it's all math. The importance of incremental learning is very well actually articulated by James Clear in his book called Atomic Habits. You may want to actually read it. I don't know, I mean, have you guys read that book? Yeah, read it. It is very, very important. You have to keep learning. You have to keep improving. And a lot of times, when you actually learn and make yourself actually ready, when an opportunity knocks your door, you will be able to grab the opportunity. I'll also give you a few examples. A lot of you, I'm assuming that you are cricket fans, right? Huh? Are you guys watching cricket? Are you guys happy that we won 2 ICC trophies back to back? Kudos to India, right? In that World Cup, Surya actually took a fantastic catch, right? Do you think he would have actually caught it if he did not actually practice enough? He would have practiced that kind of catches. I mean, these days, all these fielders are actually practicing those kind of catches, right? He would have practiced maybe 1,000 times. And we all love the way Kohli actually, plays cover drive, right? And we all love Rohit playing a pull shot. And I don't know how many of you actually watch Sachin play. We actually grew up playing, right? Watching Sachin play. And Sachin's stride drive used to be fantastic. That used to be one of the most beautiful things in the world, at least for me, right? All these guys, they practice. They make adjustments. They tweak their technique. They make sure that their execution doesn't actually falter. Because when the opportunity comes, you will have to grab it. If Surya actually squandered that opportunity, all of us would have, right? All over him, right? And the kind of eclairs that he actually got was phenomenal. That is the importance of learning, practicing. It's extremely, extremely important, right? And also, some of you might be actually graduating this year, I'm assuming, and you would obviously take up a career, and you might probably work for about 35 or 40 years. So I think you can actually divide your career into 5-year chunks. 5-year chunks. In the next 5 years, what should I actually become? And you have to try becoming that. I know 5 years may be a long time for you guys. We are actually living in a fast-paced world, and this is the conversation that I was actually having with the Dr. Srinivasa garu. We used to have a lot of patience. We used to go to movie theaters. We used to stand in queues to buy tickets. But these days, we are all actually booking tickets on Book My Show, right? So I think patience has actually gone out of the system. But whatever I'm saying now, because it is not a 2020 match. It is going to be a test match for you. 35 years or 40 years you are going to work, or you are going to start companies or run companies. And every 5 years, in the next 5 years, what I really want to become is something that you will have to always plan and then work towards it. And and in that process, apart from learning, time management is also extremely important. I consider myself as lucky because we did not have so many distractions those days. Today, I think more than the to-do list, I believe you guys should have a not to-do list. Right? There are so many distractions. I'm not actually against, say, social media. I mean, obviously, social media is a beautiful platform. You can share your life learnings. Maybe you can stay in touch with your friends. You can communicate. You can do a video chat. I mean, there are so many good things. But what I've actually seen is people spending so much time on WhatsApp. I'm assuming that all of you have Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp accounts. And how many of you actually post some videos or pictures and then wait for likes or whatever, right? So this is, so much of distraction. I think, what we should actually do is, we have to budget time for some of those things. We should not invest more time than that. So having not to do list is also very important in life for you to obviously grow, right? The other thing is, at certain point in life, obviously you would become leaders or managers, right? Yeah. So you would become leaders or managers. And when you become leaders or managers, you have to obviously take care of your team, right? And I think as a leader, you have to put your team first and maybe yourself last, I would say. Because it is always the team that actually wins you business or makes your company run or makes your company profitable or makes your team win, right? And I'll give one example, right? If you look at, Rohit Sharma used to actually play a little slow and then used to make a lot of these, big double hundreds, right? He actually made like 3 double hundreds. But now, for the sake of the team, to give the team the impetus at the start, he's actually, putting himself in the line of fire and playing aggressively so that we could actually score quickly so that the latter batsmen can have time, right, to play out. So that is the quality of the leadership, right? Leaders should be willing to actually sacrifice. I'm sure you would become leaders at a certain point in time. And I want you guys to, think about it and inculcate that kind of quality. It is all about others, not about us. If we take care of others, they will take care of us, right? That is something that I want you guys to basically keep an eye on it. And the other thing is, see, when you actually become successful, of course, you guys are definitely successful because you could secure a seat in such a prestigious college and you would secure a job or maybe an MBA or MTech seat somewhere. You're all successful already and you would definitely become successful. But when you become successful, you have to actually watch out overconfidence or arrogance, I call it, or the ego hitting you, right? Sometimes, if ego actually creeps in, then you basically stop learning. You would say, yeah, I know it, or I don't have to learn anything. I know it all sort of thing, right? So ego and arrogance are few things that you have to actually stay away. That is why it is important for us to have a friend of us or maybe our spouse to give us that unfiltered feedback. Hello, I think you become arrogant. You stop the learning, right? What is this egoistic nature? Somebody should actually be willing to give us that kind of feedback. There has to be a check because a lot of times we are blind to our blind spots. We don't even know. Oh, did I behave that way? We always say, right? We are blind to blind spots. Somebody has to actually show them to us. They have to show us the mirror, right? So have such companions with you and plan for lifelong learning, become good leaders, start companies, provide opportunities to a lot of people, underprivileged and so on and so forth. More than anything else, be a good person. right? Before becoming a good professional, you have to be a good human being, right? And I would actually like to recite one Sanskrit pajam. I don't know whether I will remember it correctly because this is Aakruthi. Aakruthi is a Sanskrit word, and you have Krishna, then there is Laghu Chitra and all that. So I will recite this Sanskrit pajam, and I am assuming that you all know Hindi, and you all would have studied Sanskrit to score 100 out of 100 in intermediate. But let me actually recite this pajam, and I'll give the summary at the end, and then I'll probably leave you guys, right, for the rest of the event. I don't know whether you came across this, but let me say it. Keyurani nabhushayanti purusham harana chandrojvala na snanam na vilepanam na kusumam nalankruta murtaja vanyeka samalankaroti purusham ya sanskrita dharyate kshiyante khalu bhushanani satatam vagbhushanam bhushanam. What it actually means is all the materialistic things would actually perish. At the end, what will remain is your character and the way you basically led your life and the way you talked and treated your, people around you, right? So that is why I said, be a good human before you become a good professional, right?